Hey, Shalom Akim, Shalom, Kohal Aliyam La, Allahai Nawa, Abba Yanawa, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rekha Akwadash, double honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops, of Great Millstone, who taught me the truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the house of David. Shalom. I want to make this quick video because I was reading Psalms and finding, inspiration to do a lesson. And I came across this scripture in Psalm 48 and 2. And I wanted to look into the word for situation. And when I was looking into the word, um, uh, first of all, I wanted to hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Salakia. So I was looking up the word situation, and I even went into, I believe, the root word, and I went into the Gesenius Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, right? And I noticed it says, to wave up and down, to agitate the hand. And from my understanding that I was gathering is that's, a form of worship, because Mount Zion is what sits on the hill, on the highest hill. That's where the kingdom of heaven is going to be. And, you know, everyone will go to the kingdom, right, to learn of the law, statutes, and commandments. Um, Zion and Israel will be praised forever. So that's something that I was picking up on when I heard the situation. Because situation also went into like a high place, you know, elevation, height. But what the point of this video is, I went to ChatGPT. Now, when I use ChatGPT, I don't believe I'm signed in. I don't believe I'm signed in. You know what I mean? But even if I am, this is my first time asking Chat a question today. And all I typed was, what does it mean to wave up and down, comma, to agitate the hand? Now, I took that from the Gesenius lexicon just to see what's like the meaning or definition behind that phrase and what it could mean. And immediately, Chat already understand, because all AI is learning, is constantly learning. When they create these AI modules, they do AI training. So they train these modules to learn certain things. For example, like to learn what a bear looks like in the woods. Like if you were to take a picture and it's not a clear picture, you would train the AI module to figure out or to find where that bear is in the midst of, nature. And they do that, hundreds of times with different photos of different bears in different locations. So they're training the AI to learn these things so that it's in the database, and whenever it needs to be presented, the AI will just draw it out almost instantaneously. And that's kind of what I got from this search, because instantaneously, the first paragraph, it says, it says, but in biblical Hebrew, it often describes a deliberate, expressive movement of the hand rather than random motion. And I was scrolling down reading, and it says, if you're referring to the Hebrew lexicon entry that says to wave up and down, to agitate the hand, it's often describing the physical action of moving the hand back and forth or up and down with intention, and it pulls up some precepts. But it was that part that it already knew, like, that I was looking at the Hebrew lexicon. How is it that it figured that out when I didn't ask or give it any information of where I was looking at? I just simply asked a pretty vague question. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't a scripture, it wasn't a word, it was just a phrase. And it just seems like no matter what, AI is always watching, which is Esau, really. Esau is always watching. And I found it interesting too that I was trying to make this video, and all of a sudden I was getting just tons and tons of distractions. I even had a police officer came in the store, and And I was about to, go up there and help him or whatever. And he just told me, he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I was just, looking the menu. But he walked in and I saw like his torso through like the window to the front lobby. And, when I walked up, he didn't really need anything. And then he just dipped real quick. But this was all like while I was trying to just make this video and to talk about this. And then aside from that, I got a phone call as soon as I was making the video. That's why it cut earlier. So I don't know, just through the spirit, like no matter what, you can't escape this devil, and he's always watching, and he's gonna use this in the future to come for the prophets. You know what I mean? Not saying I'm a prophet or anything. Adwan Ratazah, the water for giving me the shoot and for giving me certain talents, to flip and to fulfill. But it just goes to show, like, there's something weird in the air. And I know I'm not the only one that can sense it, especially with this technology shit. Like the fact that it just already knew where I was looking. I was looking deep in Blue Letter Bible too. Like I had to go through the inner liner. I had to go through the root word. I had to go through the Chaldean, or I'm sorry, the Gesenius lexicon. And I just pulled up a sentence from it, and it just automatically pulled up the information. So I just wanted to point that out. It's a little too late to be trying to hide your data, because your data is already out there. It's been out there for many years, and this devil is obtaining more and more and more control of the everyday people, and what they want, what they search for, what they're interested in. And this is all a part of his godlike complex of him trying to be like the Most High, and be like Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, when the scripture says his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So his angels, his version of angels, are not only the cameras, the satellites, and all those things, but it's also these AIs, our cell phones, our Wi-Fi routers, because now you can use the Wi-Fi router, and when it sends these signals, it bounces off surfaces and it creates a 3D module of the inside of that building that you can look out from the outside. It's some crazy like sorcery shit. It's left-handed magic, but this is what Esau Edom is into, and this is how he gains his power, through left-handed means and left-handed sorceries. So I just wanted to bring that up because I just found it all interesting through the spirit, and I wanted to share it. Adawan Ratazah, you're edified in any way, shape, or form, or fashion, and shalom.